Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with a current favourites video for you today. I don't tend to do favourites videos every month. One, because sometimes I just can't think of like a lot of favourites in like for every month, so I kind of find it easier to just do it like every few months and just call it a current favourites. But also just because if I did them every month, I wouldn't have a lot of other space on my channel to do other types of videos. So I just kind of, when I kind of keep a list on my phone, and then when I've got a decent enough list together, I film another video. So I've got quite a big list for you today, and yeah, I thought I'd tell you about some of the things that I have been enjoying. I've decided to try and split it into categories. I've seen a few other people do this and I quite like the way it works. For me, I just like things being organised into like, you know, nice little categories so you know exactly what you've got and where. So I've got a few categories to go through today, and I'm going to get started because it might be a little bit long, so grab yourself a cup of tea and enjoy. So my first category is beauty, and I've got a few things here but not a huge amount this month, or this time, sorry. So my first favourite has been the Olay Whips Light as Air Touch Active Moisturiser. I'm going to label this as an ad gifted because I got it from a company called Savvy Circle. You do like, it's not for bloggers or anything, it's just for anyone that fancies joining it, and they sometimes ask you to do like product reviews or like surveys and things like that, and occasionally you do get sent things to try out, and I got sent it from there, so technically it was gifted, but not in a blogging capacity. But anyway, yeah, I've been trying it out and I really like it. You've probably seen people talking about this everywhere because it's been quite a popular new release, I think, from Olay. I had never tried anything from Olay before, so I was quite excited to be able to try this, and I just really like it. I was kind of in the market for a new face moisturiser anyway, and yeah, this is just, I'm really enjoying using it. So this is what it looks like inside. I'll do some close-ups so you can see properly. And then it's got like two double lids on it, and then the product is like, I don't really know how to describe it. It's just a really light moisturiser, but it's got a lot of moisture in it. So some like light moisturisers, they don't really feel like they're doing much, but this one does. Like, it soaks in really quickly, and I love the smell as well. It just smells really good. And yeah, but it feels, yeah, it does feel like that kind of like whipped texture and very light, but it still does a really good job of moisturising. So I'm loving it. It's not the cheapest of moisturisers. I have looked it up because I was like, I'm really enjoying it, and I think I might need to buy another one when this one's gone. But so yeah, it's not the cheapest, but then Olay is sort of more like mid-range anyway, I think. But you know, it's lasting me a fair while. Like, you don't need much at all because a little goes a long way. And I think I might have to be buying another one when this one's gone because I'm really loving it. So yeah, if you are in the market for a new moisturiser, I would definitely recommend giving the Olay DeGeneres Whip a go. My next beauty favourite, and actually the next two beauty favourites, are both products that were in my empties video, if you watched that, and that's kind of how I know that they are favourites. So the next one is the Simple Sensitive Skin Expert Kind to Skin Eye Makeup Remover, and it says it removes waterproof mascara. I love just dropping it everywhere. I love this makeup remover. This is my second or third bottle of it, and I just continue buying it. I don't wear makeup like huge amounts. I tend to wear it maybe if I'm going out or if I'm filming or anything like that. But when I do, I like to put sort of mascara on or eyeshadow and things like that. And I've tried a few different eye makeup removers, and I just find that with a lot of them, even when they say that they're like sensitive or kind to eyes, they still really hurt my eyes. I remember I used one a couple of years ago that I'd got in like a beauty box, and I was putting it, sort of taking my makeup off, and I was literally, my eyes were red. I was like crying because it was so painful. I was like, surely these eye makeup removers aren't meant to make you like that that in pain. But the simple one, I've never had any problems with it irritating my eyes, and it actually works. So it actually takes off the makeup without hurting your eyes, which I think is what you want, really. There are some sort of like gentle ones, and I just find they don't remove the makeup, but this one I've just found is kind of good on both counts, and it's like really cheap as well. So, you know, it's perfect for me, and I will be continuing to buy it. And then my last beauty favourite at the moment is a little sample, actually. So I haven't had a huge amount to try, although this did go quite a long way. But from what I used in this, and as I said, I'd finished it, I love it. So it's the S-Bar Optimal Skin Pro Cleanser, and it's not the kind of product that I would necessarily go out and buy myself, because it's quite an expensive brand and I can't afford to be like spending that amount of money on cleansers and things like that usually. So I can't even remember where I got it from, whether it came in like a little gift pack or something. But I'm so glad that I did get it, because it is really, really nice. It's got these little now this is a word that I cannot say. I think it's jojoba or jojoba. So it's got these little spheres in it, and you kind of rub the cleanser in, and as you rub the cleanser in, the spheres with the jojoba in melt, and it just makes, I don't know, it just made my skin feel so nice. It smells nice. It's got that like really like spa kind of smell to it. And because it's got those spheres, you kind of have to like spend a little bit more time rubbing it in, and it just, I don't know, it's just a really nice kind of like relaxing, pampering kind of treat. Whereas like when I'm usually doing a cleanser or makeup remover, it's like I just do it as quick as I can. Whereas this, I would use it and I would actually have to just take a little bit more time and actually, you know, relax a bit when I'm doing my face, what do you call it? Facial skincare routine. So yeah, I have loved using this. I'm very sad that it's empty, because I probably won't be able to treat myself to something like this for a while, but I think I will probably be putting it on my birthday list when that comes around, because I would be, I'd love to have another one of these. So as I said, it's not the cheapest. I have looked it up for like the full size version, and it's definitely not the cheapest kind of skincare thing out there. But if you're looking for a treat, or you're, I don't know, asking for a present or giving a present to a friend, I would really recommend this, because it's just lovely. It's like a little spa experience in your own bathroom, and you know, I'm all about the kind of pampering and relaxing time. So my next category is fashion, and I've got two things this month. I haven't really done a huge amount of buying like clothes and stuff recently. I just seem to have, I haven't been on any kind of conscious spending ban or anything. I just haven't been into a lot of shops, and when I have been into shops, I don't know, just haven't been really feeling that kind of inspired or whatever. So I kind of am feeling like I need to maybe have a little look on ASOS and stuff online, because I'm getting withdrawal symptoms and I just want to get some like nice spring summer clothes to add to my wardrobe. But I have picked up a couple of things. I wouldn't say this summer, well, definitely not summer, but the first one is this jumper, which I'm going to try and show you now. So it's got Minnie Mouse on it. It's got the rainbow stripes, which are all nice and glittery, and then Minnie Mouse peeking up over there, and then on the sleeve it also says Minnie as well, and that's kind of embroidered in black. And this was from Asda. I bought it fairly recently, so if I can find it on their website, I will link it below. As with anything that I talk about in this video, I will link what I can in the description bar for you. But yeah, this one came from Asda, and I saw it first on a lady called Disney Find on her Instagram, which I'll also link down below. And when I saw it, I was like, I need that jumper, it's so nice. And thankfully when I went into my local Asda, they had it. I can't remember the price, but it was like Georgia Asda, so it's not going to be ridiculously expensive. It is really comfy. It's kind of like that like soft fluffy stuff, not fluffy, but like soft and furry kind of stuff inside. That doesn't like explain it very well, but hopefully you know what I mean. So it's kind of good for like spring, or even now. Actually today it's been quite like chilly and rainy and horrible, and so this is perfect. The only thing I will say that I do not like about this jumper is that it has gone bobbly really quickly. You know, I've only worn this a few times because I haven't had it that long. Yet I haven't even washed it yet, and it's already gone bobbly all down the sleeves on both sides. And I did wonder if it was just mine, but my sister bought the same jumper and hers has done exactly the same. So that's kind of annoying. But apart from that, I really love it. I just think it's the cutest. Like, anyone that knows me will know how much I love Disney. And yeah, so when I saw this, I was like, yeah, that's another one to add to my Disney clothing collection. And then the other fashion item that I have been loving recently, and I think you may have seen it in another one of my videos actually, because I'm pretty sure I wore it in my EDS awareness series of videos. It's going to make the camera go crazy because it's navy, but it is this sweater which has got a rainbow, I was going to call it a unicorn, zebra. I'm going to take it down now. Yeah, so it's got this rainbow zebra on it, and then it's just a navy sweater. Again, it's kind of like soft inside, which is really nice. So again, perfect for like the sort of spring colder days. This is from a company called Sugar Hill Brighton. It's the first thing I'd ever bought from them, although I've been following their like website and newsletters for quite a while because they do have so much nice stuff. It is not the cheapest of stuff. Again, I can't remember off the top of my head how much it was, but it was like definitely over £30. So I would say it's like on the pricier side, which is why I don't tend to buy stuff a huge amount because I can't afford to. And you know, I look and see, I mean, there's plenty of stuff that I'd like to buy, but this one especially, because zebras kind of are synonymous with people with EDS and rare diseases, and it just seemed like the perfect thing to get, especially because it was EDS awareness month, and with it being a rainbow zebra as well, yeah, it was made for me. I just feel like it was made for me. But yeah, I've been loving wearing it. I've had a lot of nice comments about it, and yeah, I just love it. It's one of my favourite jumpers. I've been wearing it so much recently. But now I'm kind of like keeping an eye on their website because they've had other stuff with cute zebras come up and like nice summer clothes and stuff. So I'm kind of saving my money a bit in the hope that I can get a couple more things from the website. But yeah, definitely this jumper and this jumper have been favourites over the last couple of months. My next category is food and drink, and surprise surprise, I do have quite a few things on this category, which just says a lot about me. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of the things to show you, so I'm going to try and put pictures up if I can find them. But yeah, I'm sorry I can't like actually show you them physically. So the first thing that I've been loving recently is a tea, and again, if anyone knows me, you will know how much of a tea addict I am. And this one is actually quite a sort of it's not a very out there tea or anything like that. It is the Snore and Peace tea by Clipper. I have been enjoying it for quite a long time. It's a very well, it's meant to help you go to sleep basically. So I think it's got like chamomile and possibly lavender and things like that in it. I actually finished my last one and I threw away the box, and then when it had gone, I was like, oh no, I should have kept it to show you, but I didn't. And I have been struggling to find this tea again in supermarkets. I've looked in a few like local supermarkets and I cannot find the Snore and Peace Clipper tea. So if anyone knows where I might find it, can you please let me know, because I've used it all up and I really need some more, because I love having it in the evening, a cup of tea, watching a bit of YouTube, and yeah, I'm missing not having it. But yeah, up until now when I've run out, I have been really enjoying that. So if you're a tea person, I would really recommend giving it a try. Next up is a bit of a seasonal food favourite, and it is the mini egg cakes. Again, I'm going to try and find a picture because I don't know how well I'm going to be able to describe this. I think they're made by Cadbury's, and they're the little like like little like rectangular chocolate cake with a mini egg on top. And they used to do flake cakes as well, which were exactly the same but with a flake on top. But at Easter we got some of the mini egg ones, and we used to love them as like children. So my mum used to like get them for us as a treat, and when I saw them in the supermarket I was like, I need to get a packet because I haven't had any for years and they just bring back really good memories. So unfortunately I don't think you can get them anymore. It's only like an Easter thing, and I don't think I've seen the flake cakes for quite a long time, but I just love them. I went a bit crazy for them over Easter, and yeah, I don't know, they're just so cute. They're like little, like when you're little, like they seemed like quite a big snack, but when I got them this time I was like, wow, they're quite small. So you end up having like 2 or maybe more, but you know. So yeah, I have really enjoyed the mini egg cakes, and if anyone knows whether they still do the flake cakes, please let me know, because if they do I may have to go and treat myself to some. My next food favourite is a packet of sweets, and they're from Marks and Spencer's and they're not Percy Pigs, so yeah, that might surprise you. I mean, I am a huge Percy Pig fan, most of my friends know this. Particularly love the fizzy tails and like the standard Percy Pigs, but these ones, they're kind of in the same series I suppose, but they are the Veggie Connie the Cute Caterpillar sweets, and these are the curly berry gums, and they're really good. I don't know if they're, you get 2 different like colour, there's like a pinky one and then there's like a pink and purple one, and they do taste different, but I don't know, it doesn't actually say like what the differences are, but they're just like fruity gums. They're not like particularly sour or anything, but they've got the kind of like that like crunchy taste, not crunchy taste, that like got like that crunchy, because they've got like the, I'm not explaining this well at all, because they're like covered in sugar, they've got that like crunch and then the gummy bit underneath. I don't know, they're just really nice. So yeah, these have kind of been like taken over from the fizzy tails recently. I mean, I do still love the fizzy tails, and I wouldn't go behind their back, you know, they are one of my favourites, but these are just really good, and the fact that they're veggie as well is fantastic. Although I think now Percy Pigs are all going veggie as well, which is also great. But yeah, these, I just picked them up a bit back because I was getting some Percy Pigs and I saw them and I was like, oh, let's give them a try. Didn't really know what they'd be like, and yeah, I love them now, so I tend to pick some up whenever I'm in Marks and Spencer's. Next up is something that I don't tend to eat particularly often at all, but recently it was my sister's birthday and she has a nut allergy. So there's a lot of cakes and stuff that she can't eat, but she can eat Krispy Kreme donuts. Not all of them, she tends to just have the plain ones. And for her birthday cake, instead of getting a cake, we got a load of the Krispy Kreme donuts and built like a tower. And I went with my mum to go and buy the donuts, and we kind of got a couple of boxes of like just the plain ones, and then we got 1 box of 3 because my mum wanted to get like a raspberry one to go on top, and she says, oh look, there's 2 spaces left, is there anything, you know, do you want to try one? And they had a cherry pie Krispy Kreme donut, which I saw, and I love cherry, and it's a limited edition I think, so I decided to get one of those, and oh my god, it was so good. As I said, I don't really eat Krispy Kreme donuts that much because they don't massively agree with me. I end up with like really bad stomach pain and stuff, but we'll forget that for now, and just focus on the taste, because it was amazing. It just had, what did it have on top? It had like the icing and like cherry sauce and like little short crumb like biscuit things, and then inside it had this like cherry like moussey stuff. I don't really know how to describe it. It was like, it wasn't like cream, it was like quite like soft and fluffy but cherry flavoured, and it was just, oh, it was so good. I would quite happily eat another one and put up with being ill afterwards, because it was just, oh, it was so good. Really good. I think it's probably the best Krispy Kreme donut I've had so far, and I used to really like, there was another one and I can't remember what it was, or maybe it was another fruity one, I can't remember, but anyway, this one has definitely overtaken and is now like top of my Krispy Kreme donut list. And then the last thing is a little bit random, but basically whenever we go shopping to Basingstoke, which is kind of one of the places we often go, they have like a stand in between like all the shops, and it's the Auntie Annes pretzels, and I see them all the time, and quite often they have got a person standing there with a tray with some free samples, and more often than not they have the free sample that they have is a cinnamon sugar pretzel, and me being me always goes over and has some of the free sample because it would be rude not to. And I just absolutely love this cinnamon sugar pretzel, which is weird because one, up until recently I didn't quite know what a pretzel was, because the ones that they have are very like soft and doughy, and I always assumed pretzels were more like crispy, but maybe there's two different types of pretzel, I don't know. So yeah, didn't know what a pretzel was until I started having these tasters, and also I am not a big fan of cinnamon. So the fact that I love this cinnamon sugar pretzel is a bit odd, but it's not, I suppose the cinnamon isn't too overpowering, but every time I eat it, all I can think of is that it tastes like Christmas. And I know it's like nearly the middle of the summer now, but I had one last week, I think it was, one of the like the taster things, and I ate it and I was just like, oh my god, like this, I've got Christmas like in my mind. Like it's just, oh, it's so nice. They're nice and warm. It's got that like subtle cinnamony taste. It's sweet, and yeah, as far as I'm concerned, like that is Christmas in a pretzel. So if you ever get a chance to taste one, or if they've got like tasters, if you go past one, grab a taster, especially if it's a cinnamon sugar pretzel, because oh, you will not be disappointed. Next category is TV and film, and I think this is always a bit of a difficult one because I've got nothing that I can actually show you. I have to kind of rely on explaining it myself, and it's always a bit difficult, I think, to explain a TV show or a film in a way that it makes it sound interesting to other people and that you don't kind of, you know, give too many spoilers or anything like that. So I'll try my best, but I apologise if I don't do a very good job. Also, with a few of these, they were on a while ago, so some of these I had on record and I've only just got around to watching them, so they may not be around anymore. So I really apologise if you can't actually watch what I'm recommending to you. But my first favourite is Shetland. I mean, I've been watching Shetland for quite a few series now. It's on BBC One, and basically it's like a crime drama that is set in Shetland, which is up north, and it's something that me and my dad love to watch together. We both enjoy a good old crime drama, and Shetland is just something that's kind of something that we enjoy watching, and I just love it. It's kind of, rather than say, I don't know, like, because I like things like Vera and Death in Paradise, and with them in each episode it's like a different story, whereas with Shetland you follow like one thread, I suppose, throughout the whole series. So rather than having like it solved in like episode 1, you start in episode 1 and you then have to wait for the like however many, I think it's like 6 episodes or whatever, for like the story to like unfold, and you know, for the twists and turns to happen, and then like to get to the end and kind of have some sort of conclusion. So it's a bit of a different one, and you know, if you like things to kind of wrap up quite quickly, it might not be for you, but I really enjoy it because you get kind of really in-depth, gritty stories. I really like the actors in it. I love the scenery, like I love looking at the scenery. This, like, I always find this is the thing with a lot of like crime dramas, is they're set in like really beautiful places. So I will often watch them and think, oh, I'd love to go there, but then I think there is so much, like, obviously it's not real, but there's, you know, you watch it and you think, God, like so many people get killed in these places. It's like, you know, Midsummer Murders and Death in Paradise and stuff like that. You kind of think, I'd love to go there, but you know, there's a lot of crime. So anyway, but yeah, Shetland I really love, and I mean, I think it comes out like at the beginning of each year, so you've got a little while to wait until the new series comes out, but I'm sure you should be able to find like previous series on things like iPlayer or possibly YouTube, I don't know. But yeah, if you like a good crime drama, definitely check out Shetland. Okay, you're going to be seeing like a bit of a theme in my favourites this month, because a lot of them are kind of like crime drama type series and stuff. And the next one was called Innocent. I again, I think it was an ITV one, but it was again quite a while ago, so you may not be able to find it, but I hope you can, because it was really, really good. So basically it's about this guy who has been in prison for 7 years for killing his wife, and then he gets let out because I think there's a retrial or something, and they realise that there wasn't sufficient evidence to put him in prison. And it basically follows him like coming out of prison and trying to prove his innocence and the fact that he says he didn't kill his wife. And again, I think it's like, I can't remember if it was like 4 episodes or something, but it follows him kind of coming out, trying to reconnect with his children, but also at the same time trying to find out, like, did he actually kill his wife, or is he really innocent? And it's just a really good kind of, you know, whodunit type thing, and there's a lot of like twists and turns, and you know, I'd be watching it and I'd be convinced that like this person had definitely been like the killer, and then something would happen and you'd completely change your mind. And there's definitely quite a big twist at the end. I won't spoil it because, you know, if you do watch it, I don't want to ruin it for you, but yeah, I think it was really, really good, and it kind of had me guessing at every turn right up until the end. Something totally different now, another favourite that I've been absolutely loving, and I'm sure I've spoken about this somewhere before, is a programme called Extreme Cake Makers. It is on Channel 4. It kind of comes and goes like various series, but basically it's a half-hour programme and it follows like bakers who make extreme cakes, and I just love watching it because some of the cakes are just incredible. Like, I do not know how people do it, but they make the most amazing cakes. It always makes me hungry because the cakes sound and look delicious, but I just love watching it. It's just amazing, like watching what these people can make. And I look at these cakes and I just think I could not cut that, because they're just so much time and effort goes into them, and it's a great thing to watch on a like afternoon when you get home from like school or work or whatever it is. Yeah, I think it's usually on at like between like 5:30 and 6 on Channel 4, and yeah, every time I watch it I'm like, oh, I wish I could bake cakes like that, because it's just insane. And I get like, for like my birthdays and stuff, I do enjoy like ordering cakes and stuff, so I do get a few like ideas from it, although the stuff on this program is quite extreme, so I don't tend to go quite that far. But yeah, it's just a really nice like chilled out program that you can just like stick on and relax and enjoy like seeing what they create. I've also really been loving Gogglebox, and this is nothing new, although I haven't really been watching it until the last couple of series like properly. I would like dip in and out, but now I try and like make an effort to watch it because I just think it's hilarious. I love listening to like all the comments that the different like people make. There's just some fantastic people on there, and they're funny, and I'm just in hysterics, like laughing at some of the things that they come out with. I like all the different like families and their dynamics and stuff like that. It's also a really good way of like seeing lots of different bits of like TV programs. Like, I've seen stuff on there and then gone and watched the whole thing because I thought it looks really good on Gogglebox. So yeah, it's on Channel 4 Friday nights at 9 o'clock, I think. And yeah, before I started watching it, I was like, why would you want to watch people watching TV? But I started watching it and I was like, okay, now it makes sense. My next favourite is something on Netflix, and it is Ellen DeGeneres Relatable. My sister put this on a bit back, and I kind of knew of Ellen DeGeneres but had never watched much of her stuff, and I watched this, and it's basically her doing a stand-up routine, and she is so funny. Like, well, I don't know why I didn't like realise this before. I knew her from like Finding Nemo and stuff like that, but had never like seen many of her like chat shows or anything like that. But her stand-up is just hilarious. Like, me, my sister and my dad were all watching it and we just could not stop laughing. I mean, I guess with any good comedian, like, a lot of the stuff that she says is just it's true. Like you hear it and you're like, yes, that is so true. But it's a brilliant stand-up routine, and if you're a comic fan or if you like Ellen DeGeneres and you haven't watched it, I would really recommend it, because if you need a good laugh, you will definitely get one from that. And then my last favourite for film and TV was a programme called Cheat. Again, I think this was on ITV not that long ago, so this may be still around. So it's got Catherine Kelly in it, who was in Coronation Street, and I really like her. And it's quite interesting to see her in different roles, because in Coronation Street she was quite kind of like a wild, slightly unhinged type person, whereas in Cheat she's a university lecturer and she's very straight and kind of plays by the rules, and yeah, is very kind of like that. And basically she has a pupil in one of her lectures who hands in an essay or something like that, and she feels that this pupil has cheated because it doesn't seem like her work, and it kind of just goes on from there really. The pupil kind of starts to take offence to the fact that she thinks she's cheated, but it then goes like way beyond it, and it gets into sort of more of like a psychological type, I wouldn't say a thriller, but it's sort of like a sort of, yeah, psychological. You kind of don't quite know, like, have they cheated, or is the university lecturer kind of, you know, taking stuff out on her. And there's just a lot of like ups and downs, and again, like right up until the end there's like twists and turns, and you just don't know what's happening, or who's like in the right, who's in the wrong, what's going on. There's like murders and all sorts of things. It's really good. And I started watching the first episode, I think it was like on a Sunday, and I thought I'll just watch one episode, and I ended up having to binge watch all 4 episodes because it finished like one episode and I was like, I need to watch this, I need to know what's going to happen next. So yeah, if you're going to watch it, set yourself like a decent amount of time aside, because if you're like me, you won't be able to just watch one episode. My next category is books and magazines, and I've kind of really got back into reading again, which is good. I've made a conscious effort since the beginning of the year to really try and read more, and I'm definitely getting through more books. I'm not the fastest reader and I don't tend to read a lot at a time, but before I go to bed I try and read like a chapter or 2 of a book, and I'm really enjoying it. So my first favourite book that I've read recently is Mad Girl by Bryony Gordon. I won this, I think, from a mind competition a while back, and basically Bryony Gordon is a columnist for the Telegraph. I was going to say something else then, but she's also like an author and stuff. But she's had a lot of problems with her mental health. She's got OCD, she's had eating disorders, and it just kind of goes through her life with her mental health problems. I was a little bit worried, like before I started reading it, that it would be very depressing and triggering and just a difficult read, but it's got really funny bits in it. Like, she's very honest and open, which I really appreciate. Like, I was reading through bits of it, and I have never been diagnosed with OCD, but I think I do have traits, because I was definitely reading through this, and so many of the things that she talked about, I was like, oh my god, that is exactly how I feel, or that's exactly what I do, and stuff like that. And so yeah, it's a really good mix of honesty and openness about mental health and sort of the serious sides of it, but also with a lot of humour in it as well, so that it kind of, it balances it out so that it's not too yeah, like intense and depressing and difficult to read. I loved reading it and found it very easy to read through, and it kind of gave me hope as well, because, you know, for a lot of her early life, sort of 20s and stuff, she wasn't in a particularly good place and missed out on a lot of stuff, and she kind of got into her 30s and things started to kind of work out for her, and I kind of feel like there are some similarities there. Obviously my my struggles are quite different from what hers were, but I found, you know, a lot of my 20s were not very good, spent in hospitals. I feel like I wasted a lot of them. I'm now going, oh well, I'm now 30, and I'm just hoping that, you know, there's still hope, like after reading her story, that, you know, things can change and things can get better. So yeah, really loved that, and now I really want to read her other books. My other favourite book that I've read really recently is this one, which is Wild Like Me by Louise Pentland. I can't believe I've only just got around to reading this. I've had it for ages and just for some reason haven't picked it up to read. I've always picked up other things, but I decided to pick this one up, and I wish I had done it sooner, because it is such a good book. I was always a bit like, oh, I'm not sure, like a lot of bloggers and stuff bring out books, and you know, some are better than others, so I was like, oh, is it just going to be another, like, you know, not great book? But no, it is really, really good. It's quite, well, it's a very easy read. It's about a lady called Robin Wilde, and you just kind of go along her journey through life with her. She's a single mum to a little girl, and I just really enjoyed like finding out like a little bit more about her and what she got up to, and kind of like the highs and lows of being single and having a child, and just trying to kind of find your place in the world and not feeling very confident or very good about yourself, and the kind of struggles around that. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a brilliant book. So I've got her second book and I've pre-ordered her third book, so I will definitely be reading those like very soon, because I just wish I hadn't left this one so long. So if you're kind of like me and we're a bit like, oh, I'm not sure about reading it, definitely give it a read, because it's just a really, really nice, I think it would make a really good holiday read actually, but I enjoyed reading it in the evenings. Couldn't stick to reading one chapter, because I'd read one and I'd be like, nope, just gonna read a little bit more, and yeah, definitely a great book. So thank you, Louise, because I've loved it. And then moving on to magazines, one of my favourite magazines at the moment is Happyful. And first of all, I think I should kind of give a disclaimer, because I have done work experience with Happyful last year or the year before, can't remember. So there is that connection, but that has nothing to do with the fact that I like the magazine. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I kind of chose to do work experience with them, because I believed in the content of what they write about. So basically it is a lifestyle magazine devoted to mental health, and I had got to a point where I was just like, I'm getting fed up with the whole, like, I don't know, all the magazines with like celebrity gossip, or telling me that I need to lose weight and look more beautiful and wear loads of makeup, and like, there's just a lot of magazines out there that do not make you feel that great about yourself. And I came across Happyful, and they're just different. They, you know, they promote, like, they don't just talk about, you know, like negative aspects of mental health. It's all about promoting like good mental health and feeling better about yourself, and just, yeah, all just stuff like that. It's just got lots of really, really nice articles in it. So like this one about body dysmorphia, they talk to like, I don't know, who forgotten this one, so you've got the body posy, oh, what's her name, Megan Crabb. She's got a really awesome Instagram, but they talk to people like that, and about to Joe Wicks, and I think the new one's got Louise Pentland on it, just about like their own mental health stories and how they kind of maintain a good mental health. And I just think it's such a lovely magazine. This one, I mean, all of them have got like bits where you can ask the experts about various mental health things. They also, like, part of their company, so the Happyful kind of came out of the company that run Counselling Directory, which is a directory for all sorts of different counsellors. I used them to find a counsellor myself before I even realised that they were connected. So they then decided that they wanted to do this magazine, which is where Happyful came from. And I just love the fact that I can look at their magazines and feel good about myself. I can learn things to kind of help me with my mental health. I can read things that aren't going to make me feel like inadequate or, you know, like bad in my own body or anything like that. And especially for someone that does struggle with their mental health anyway, it's really, really important for me to find reading material that is going to make me feel good and that is going to help me. And yeah, Happyful has definitely done that. I mean, I've loved the magazine since I found them before I did work experience, and I just there's so much stuff, like good stuff I could say about them, but I just, yeah, I love them. You can get them in like most like supermarkets and like places like WH Smith and stuff now. You can also I think like subscribe to them online, but you can also read the magazine for free online, which is awesome. And they're just a lovely bunch of people. When I went to work with them, they had so much like insight and knowledge and like a thirst for like, you know, promoting good mental health and getting like, you know, more people talking about mental health. And I just think they're brilliant. And then the other type of magazine that I've been really enjoying at the moment are supermarket magazines. So I've got the Tesco one here at the moment, and basically just any like supermarket magazines where you can go into the supermarket, and usually like they've got them either at the like tills, or as you go out there's just like a pile of them that you can take. They're usually free. I get the Waitrose ones as well because I've got a Waitrose card and you can get that for free. And I just really enjoy like flicking through them. They're not the kind of magazine necessarily that I will read like cover to cover like I would with Happyful, but I just love like looking at all the different articles, and they obviously have a lot of like food and recipes and stuff like that in there, which I find quite like inspiring. I mean, oh, I've just found this one. Where's it gone? This one's got a really yummy looking recipe. Here we go. So it has got hot cross bun donuts in it. I mean, if you don't like, if that doesn't make you want to read a supermarket magazine, I don't know what will. But I mean, this one, it's got like fashion, like a few bit like health stuff, loads and loads of recipes and like food type advice. And yeah, I love a free magazine. I do also like the Boots one. Obviously that's not a supermarket one, but it's another one that you can get for free with your Advantage card. And I just really like all the different little articles, and it might be stuff that you wouldn't necessarily go and buy a normal magazine about, but it's like all in one of these. And yeah, I've just been really enjoying them recently. And I don't know, does that mean I'm getting older, or I don't know, but anyway, I love a good free magazine from a supermarket. My next category is Instagram, and I've got 2 Instagram favourites this month. I will probably, as I'm speaking, film like a few of like their page so you can just see what it looks like. So my first one is Keeping Up with the Jones Family, and I can't even remember how I found them, but it is a lady with a family, and she just takes the most amazing pictures. So she often takes pictures and then she obviously edits them and just makes them look like really creative. I always look at them and I just think, how do you do that? Like they look so cool and imaginative and fun. She posts a lot of Disney content as well, which obviously I love. And yeah, she just seems like a really, really nice lady. She actually got married in Disney World a while back now, but she posted a picture about it recently and like talked about it, and I was like, oh my god, that sounds amazing. But yeah, she has her like children in a lot of the pictures, and they're just very like whimsical and fun and creative, and I love seeing what she comes up with. So yeah, definitely give her a follow. And then my other Instagram favourite is an account called All That's Pretty, and it's got like full stops between the words. And this is a lady from Ireland, and I can't remember how I came across her, but I did. And she just posts, again, really, really beautiful, colourful pictures. I love her sense of style. Like, I always look at her pictures and just think, oh my gosh, like, why can't I, like, style myself like that? But I do get a lot of inspiration from her, but she's constantly posting, like, yeah, very, very colourful, like, pictures of flowers and really nice like bright colourful clothes. She's also really into the royals, so her Instagram stories are brilliant. So she goes to sort of events where there's going to be someone royal, like especially like Meghan or Kate, or I think most recently she met the Queen as well, and she will always take like a little bunch of flowers with her and like do an Instagram story of like trying to give the flowers to whichever royal it is. And I just love following her stories because they're just so funny, and like more often than not she seems to manage to get there and give the flowers to them and have a conversation with them. She's been had a picture taken and that's gone into like the national press because she's been like having a conversation, and she's got I think it's 2 little boys who are just adorable. But yeah, definitely follow her and also make sure you watch her stories, and also look at like the saved stories because they're hilarious, and if you need something like a good laugh as well, they're just brilliant. I really love her page. And my last category is YouTube / blogs, so obviously I'll let you know which is which. So my first favourite is someone called Lucy and the Bump. So I like both her Instagram and her YouTube channel, and I think she's got a blog as well. But basically I think she lives relatively close to me actually, because she knows someone called Lara who I know, and she just makes really good videos. She's got a little boy called Harry who has cochlear implants, and she makes a lot of really interesting content about kind of raising awareness of being deaf and cochlear implants and stuff like that. But she also posts about all sorts of things from like fashion and lifestyle and travel and beauty, and I just find her very like down to earth and relatable, and just really enjoy her videos. My next YouTube favourite is Miss Budget Beauty. I have been following her for years, and for some reason I kind of stopped watching her for a while. Her videos just didn't seem to be coming up on my like feed or anything like that, and then they started coming up again and I started watching again, and I was like, oh my gosh, like why had I stopped watching these? I just really enjoy her like delivery and like how she talks about things. I think I feel like she's got 2 different channels. One is the Miss Budget Beauty, and then she does like a more like higher end channel as well, and they're both really good. I just find her again very like down to earth and relatable, very funny. She does all sorts of different content about, like, she does do beauty, but she does like fashion and travel and lifestyle and all sorts of things. And I found her really helpful when I was buying my new Canon G7X, because she had done like a comparison between 2 cameras, and you could like see how they looked different and everything, and that was kind of what I based what I was going to get, like what camera I was going to get on. So yeah, I would definitely recommend giving her a follow as well. Another YouTube favourite is the lovely Hannah Witten. If you don't watch her, you need to. She is brilliant. She has a chronic illness, so she has her ulcerative colitis, I can't speak, and recently had like major surgery to have some of her like colon removed and stuff like that. So she talks quite a lot about chronic illness and like identifying as being chronically ill or disabled, and she's just very open about having these digestive problems, which for someone else that has digestive problems I find very refreshing. I don't have the same problems as her, but I can relate to her in a lot of what she talks about. She's very open and honest, and I just think it's brilliant the way she talks about things. But she doesn't just talk about like health, she talks about books, she talks about fashion, she talks a lot about like lifestyle and relationships and sex and all sorts of things. Just I love her videos, and she's got books out. I really need to read them. She does podcasts, which I need to listen to because I can't wait. I think she has a blog. She does all sorts. She does so much different stuff. Like I don't know how she manages to juggle it all, but every time I see her video come up in my like feed, I make sure it's like one of the first ones that I watch, because I I just love her content, and yeah, she's just very relatable, very funny, and she just seems like a really good egg. And then my last favourite YouTube channel is Sophie and Dave. I started watching Sophie when she had just her own YouTube channel called Sophie Bell, and then her and Dave, who is her now husband, made their own channel together, and yeah, ever since then I've just loved watching their vlogs. So she recently got married to Dave, and they went on their honeymoon to Disney World, and I've absolutely loved their Disney vlogs. They've been brilliant, and I was so sad when they finished. But yeah, they've done like I think one vlog since they've been home, and they went to go and collect their golden Labrador called Chip, which was really cute. And they're just such lovely people. They're a lovely couple, seem like really genuine, and just, yeah, I can't think of any other word to describe them but lovely. And I just really enjoy their vlogs. It's just like normal kind of daily life, with a dog, and now being newly married, but they're really into Disney, so you get quite a lot of like Disney kind of references and content. And I just kind of think like they're the kind of people that I would probably want to be friends with, like if I knew them in person. So yeah, definitely if you like Disney, or if you just enjoy like vlogs, sort of real life vlogs, and you love dogs, definitely give them a watch because they're just lovely. And that is it for my current favourites. I think this has been quite a long video, so I hope you've like had a bit of a chill out with a cup of tea and enjoyed hearing what I've been loving recently. If you have and you want to see more, please do give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Please also leave me a comment. Let me know what your favourites have been recently. Do you like any of the same things that I've been saying I like? Can you recommend anything that I might want to try? And also let me know if there's any other videos you would like to see me do, because I always really enjoy like hearing your recommendations, because it just helps me, like if I'm drawing a bit of a blank on what to film, it's great to hear like what you guys would like to see. So do let me know. And yeah, I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye!